Comes down to the DPS players of Soon and Leaf, as Soon just gets another shot onto Carpe as well. But this Pharah from Leaf has been so impactful.
Oh!
There,
Oh! Big plays there from Choi Hyobin. What a way to jump into this broadcast. Let's just go straight into it with the commentary for South Korea versus France.
Three-player Sigma melee that comes down from Choi. Was that? That wasn't. That was.
About the encroaching forces of France has managed to get out alive, and US do make a nice rotation onto the point, chunking people out with a Cole, and Raucus doing so much work. You can see how scared France are playing now. At that point where you don't have a Coalescence in your back, when Raucus throwing his out as well, is almost unwinnable. Sinatra finds two in Leaf and Hardest though, as the US is still fighting on this point. Space now setting up super well at the back, and he's so healthy as well, can duel out so effectively for anybody that wants to dive him. Speaking of dives, that's exactly what's going to happen. FD God trying to find the boops into the well, but it's not going to happen just yet, as the US once again regain control. OT ticking down, looking to take this map 2-0 if they can just force away Hardest. The Reaper's going to go into Wraith form, the Beast's going to come through, more desperation than anything, and now the slow trickling members of France getting back onto the point, but the US have got the answers they need.
US had no business winning that fight, Jaws, but Moth and Sinatra, you can tell they come from the same team. These guys operate as a unit, a single brain between the two. United States going to claim Ilios in our first map here in Group A, the first match of our group stage.
Feeling pretty good.
South Korea with superior team movement recruiting from that fight. Kib on 1 HP in the meter strike. Can he even go in with that?
Oh, the fade. He could actually run after them. Moira looking for the Death Blossom. Oh, he took a little bit too much damage, got out. Now his friend Kib is dead. Still goes for the Death Blossom. Trying to find the trade. He still gets Bedozin mid-coalescence.
KSB doing insane AoE damage. That ult just gets one kill, but he's still alive. He's still fighting on the point. Needs to stay aggressive. They need to hold this close corner, but South Korea, they're dropping low. Everyone low. The Sound Bear from IDK, though, that should be enough. No, countered by Funny Astro.
Oh, what a well-timed Sound Bear from both sides. Boombox will be coming out of spawn. UK lacking in resources. Slamming down his Architect with two. South Korea cleaning the floor at the perfect time, 81%. They'll be able to take it back. UK will have a chance to touch.
Kib, Smex, though, back in the fight. They could start to turn if they can take down Mono, but there's two healers here and a fortify. It will be rough for Smex and Boombox to win this fight. Smex just trying to stay on the point, force them to take him out before they can flip. But as you said, United Kingdom,
We had Russia versus Canada, and Zoe, this obviously is a difficult one for Canada because they don't have their main tank, Mangachu, stepping into this role.
He kind of tried to hold it down, and they did play it 1-1. They went on to the last round, and it was all Russia from the very get-go.
When he puts this down on the ground, they don't have the sound barrier. They're going to have to rely on FD God's Immortality Field, but that can be easily picked off by Space using his Hyperspheres. And they've already put down the Amplification Matrix. Just come in.
Oh, there's another Amp Matrix. Oh, Chubbs! Oh, no, Chubbs. Oh, he got launched up into the air, and Corey just demolished him. I say we'll sleep on the exit there, but look at this time bank now. 1 minute 50 seconds. US have so many ults online in France because they haven't really been in fights. They've got Tech 36 on 45%.
Yeah,
it's not looking great.
Tech hasn't been able to do any damage. Everyone's hiding behind shields or just
rest of the fight. That's the first fight down. Russia holding strong on the spawn doors.
And I think you nailed it earlier when you said the tank play from Russia. It's simply been better. There's been better support for end layer than what Canada has been receiving in return. And Canada, they're just done playing the Bastion v Bastion game.
There's the Immortality Field. The wall, though, for Mangachu splits them from the Immortality Field that comes out. That is a good wall, and Canada gonna get out of there.
If I'm Canada, I ride this train, I keep Surefour on the Reaper, and you don't mess with Bastion the rest of the tournament. It's not your thing.
So you allow them to continue forward.
Canada on the way through, and Surefour just not caring. Directly in the Reese's face, starts back up a little bit. The Mei slowing him down, and the Mei doing quite a bit of work here for Russia. Shadowburn drops the Blizzard in the middle, but Canada, they're able to get to the backline. They get through the Blizzard and just dive into Russia.
There's a beautiful counter Blizzard.
And take a gander at the final moments as we have Eileen there rocking the Widow as always. It's just good, nice to see Eileen just playing the Widow there.
Yeah, and of course we see a lot of Orisa Sigma so far, but then there's so many variations of this composition. So in this circumstance, we have both teams, Denmark and China, playing the Widowmaker and the Hanzo, which we don't see quite a lot. And then we have a Senora coming out of Denmark, so it's worth talking about how all these teams have different styles. And as we see, China, they managed to win it out 3-0, and they're looking really good so far.
Sinatra, unfortunately, just overcommitting, getting caught there. It was a good mid from Snillo in particular.
Yeah.
Snillo keeping the brand. We're just laughing at Sinatra's
it was just epic.
Snillo keeping Sinatra in check there. Now Sweden, they've won the first fight. Be walking forward, just keep trying to take this aggression on to the US. They're going to back up. Coalescence is available. Sinatra fighting Urki.
A little bit of a better engage from Sinatra this time. Trades out for the other Doom, ends up falling. Super though, getting good position at the point. Corey backing up, 40 HP. The heals are there. Corey looking for his counterpart. Snillo in danger. Corey versus Snillo here in the back. And Snillo quite a bit lower, has not been healed up, and Corey just charging forward.
Corey taking that duel there. Snillo getting pocketed by Epps, but the US, they need to rotate back to the point. They need to take control. Super going to find Elivote now. Now US just played tight. Snillo dropped the Death Blossom, completely negated. I think moved away from the enemy, from the rest of the US.
Sinatra again dealing with Urki early on, and Corey a free road directly into Lolshish. Not much you can do about that.
He almost lost that duel, actually. Lolshish actually almost perma headshot him and take him down despite the lifesteal. Beautiful tracking, as they say.
A big question coming into this World Cup was how good is the Sigma? Thus far, it's looking like he's very much on the same page as Jinmu. As A10, he's feeling very
sneaky. Eileen's going to go down, commits his whole self, and that was a really distraction play from A10. You saw Eileen just use that pile driver to land himself in the middle of Netherlands. They end up finding the flip as well, as A10 just caused so much havoc in the back.
Parts. We have the barrage, we have ourselves a Death Blossom. What's going to be there to defend them? Nothing but a Coalescence. Coalescence is super vulnerable to the Blossom. Invisibility's already down.
How is this happening? Elsa takes out Crusade 2. Disaster strikes Netherlands. They try for the Coalescence, but it's not going to work. This is it. China are going to take the map. Jinmu's double damage boosted barrage ends it all. Triple kill for the Farah, and China take Oasis 2-1.
Netherlands
putting up nowhere. UK still have a chance.
Carpe finds two somehow, and he's still alive, still flanking. The spawns can come in from South Korea, but without those headshots, this would mean nothing. Team UK stumbling at the last hurdle. Carpe somehow managing to turn this fight around. Could he possibly do it?
Carpe making UK feel like fish out of water, but United Kingdom still swimming. Blizzard not letting South Korea touch. Choyobin and his Moira should be able to buy themselves some time. They have closer respawns. Carpe with 2 and 3. South Korea wins!
3-0, and in brutal fashion. Carpe showing why he was chosen for this team. What an insane level of play from Carpe. I mean, all series long, this Hanzo, the Widow, making
all right, well, that was a thing that we all watched live happen in front of us here at BlizzCon. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about how Carpe did not die and apparently is still alive even after the break. We'll be right back.
The 2019.
You guys don't even understand how hard it is to see everything.
New York
from
public
up
education
here.
system has failed me. Go on. So there you go.
Oh boy, we went there. Anyway, video games. Yeah, no, Denmark just managed to bring it back. Russia had a really, really strong start into the second round. However, Shaxx on the Reaper, that's one of the heroes he's played a lot in the Overwatch League already, and we did see him succeed.
Shout out to Fischer, as we see on the screen, his Doomfist. He also has such a versatile hero pool, and that comes in handy for the World Cup when you don't really know what the meta is going to be. So very impressive stuff from Denmark so far.
Well, let's hear the commentary real quick for the final moments of this game. It's Brendan Sideshow on the mic.
It's the Clutch's team now. It's Shadowbird's time to answer back. Gets punched up in the air. Seismic slams to the high ground, into the Clutch's safety, but it's going to be Scaler who brings him down. Fischer returns with another punch of his own, and it looks like Denmark are actually going to be able to do it, despite making mistakes throughout this round, despite the fact that Russia had such a huge ult advantage. They have clutched this round out, and it's all down to Fischer.
Have they clutched this round though, Bren? They need to deal with Tonic, and the longer that they spend dealing with Tonic, the more players are getting back from the Russian Federation. Okay, now the kills come through. I was worried for a moment.
But then on the other side, you're going to have China versus the Netherlands here. China, again, back to this dominant position that they're in here. Let's just jump into the action because we just had a full wipe there for China. Beautifully done.
They have a lot of tape on.
Absolutely, they have a lot of tape on them, but they're just so strong. And you see here the final moments on Route 66 as well. United States about to cap this point. We'll see if they can make it against Sweden.
You guys think you could do this without me? That's so mean.
Just did, but
Golden Boy had to take a potty break, okay? But in any case, so.
We got you, though.
You know what, Johnny? Go ahead and toss it wait, never mind. The game's over.
Well, the game is over. There you go. United States.
Everyone's paying him attention. That's important.
Yeah.
Carpe could be the diversion there.
Well, they had to use a Maywall to save him pretty much. So now you're just trying to find an angle here.
Leaf gets the nano boost. It's time to go for a pretty meaty barrage, but can he line it up? The supercharger's in the way. That shield isn't going to last very long. He's found one, like a little bit more, but Chum's helped him out, getting with a mana there. Now it's going to be the gravitic flux. Architect brought down low by that one, and South Korea may well be prevented from finishing this map now. Leaf's looking for more. France do not like the disrespect offered them by South Korea, and they punish them for it. Only the 2 checkpoints so far for South Korea, and that may be all they get here. Manu tries to roll on up with the homies. There just aren't enough of them. Going to be rolling 20 deep for that one, fam. That'll be France holding South Korea off at the gates.
And we were wondering, like, can...
Or you focus on the far right. It's so hard to shut down both. So let's jump into the game with the casters right now.
Ah, good throw, good throw. I hate
He's
you.
almost got tank form available once again. It's going to get walled up, but jumps off rather easily. And now he's going to have to once more look out for Jonah. He's got the nano boost, but the problem is he's already used his shift. Now he's in danger, but so is Eileen. Jimmu with the barrage kills off Tri-Spear, but Jonah's already done the damage. That's all they needed, was just the Blizzard mixed on with that Death Blossom. And it's easy kills for Jonah. They do manage to hold
19%. There's no defense here, Jaws. The gravitic flux could end it all if it gets multiple people. Netherlands may need to be spread out, may need to save that speed.
Facility going aggro, insta go into Elso. Gooseway's going to go down as well.
It's perfect.
China crumbles. There's nothing they can do. Gooseway couldn't even get ult off, and Elso was 3% away from his flux. Netherlands strike hard and fast. OT ticks down.
To South Korea.
Yeah.
Even in a more chaotic style of game, but they get hit with a 3-player Deadeye soon. Sorry, 3-player bionic grenade soon.
Oh!
Deadeye, he catches Choi Hoban. Scant time is remaining now. He actually walks past the amplification matrix. He's safer than the rest of his team, even though he's in the middle of South Korea's backline. And it doesn't matter. France do it again. This defense, another fantastic performance. And South Korea pull up short, playing a little
well. So there were technically so many shields, so many walls, and yet I didn't manage to get all the picks in the world. Really shaving off the time from Netherlands time.
Oh, wow, look at that. A 4K from Jonah on the Reaper as well. That's insane. And
Choi, I mean, probably looks a little bit better combined with the whole hog. Makes you far less vulnerable when you are using that ultimate. As of course, you can't take a breather during that duration. Okay. Bionic grenade thrown down by Bidoshin. Also, Immortality Field committed to that just because Soon pushed. Here's a sound barrier. France are ready to fight, but South Korea are trying to give them space. They're trying to disengage. Will they be allowed to? Soon took a massive
Nano the
headshot.
Hanzo.
Yeah. Carpe hitting very, very hard. Troy Coben's going to get run down now, and that's the Death Blossom to secure the kill. Dragon Strike comes through, secures at least a 1-for-1. But Leaf wants to drop into the backline. Look at his health, 55. He's very low, but he gets the kill, and he gets plenty of shielding as a result. This guy is really walking a thin line, but he's able to get away with it because Doomfist refunds that damage back to shield. And whereas South Korea here, they may not even have a chance to touch. They're so far away. Again, it's got to be Choi Koben. He's knocked back. He's able to touch the point now, gets on there for a scant few moments. Going to be frozen solid if he's not careful. Carpe's going to be on the tracer here just to try and get back and touch. But Architect's already removed. Leaf has that one get kill potential, and France are all over his mat. They're looking real good. Unbelievable. France takes
roots in that fight, but they've nearly got some of them back. Henningsen at 60% of his supercharger already.
Difference maker before, of course, Russia had to switch off of a lot of their heroes in the previous round. Denmark do not have to do that. They can stick to this comp, and now you're going to see the gravitic flux. Sends them all straight up into the air. Shax responds with his own Death Blossom.
Beautiful
and they
Death
found
Blossom.
2 kills from it. This should instantly mean a 1-team fight now for Denmark. And Russia just trying to bury bodies onto the payload, stop it from moving for a few precious seconds and time. See, the Coalescence is going to be traded out by both of these teams as they try and tie it up further forward, but the card is moving forwards, and Denmark, they're looking unstoppable. Chow comes back in with the gravitic flux now, sends the ball back down, flying Shadowbird, trying to clutch, working his way into the back, seismic slam with the uppercut, trying to be kept alive by the rest of his team. You need to stay on the card. This is all or nothing right now for both of these teams.
Russia are so weak here, and Denmark are finding the picks that they need. It's impossible for Russia to be able to touch.
Denmark are doing it. Shadowbird trying to clutch, desperately comes in with the punches at the end. One more play on the card, but that's all that remains. Denmark are going to seal the deal with the supercharger, and they're going to win the overall set in this map. It's going to be a 2-1 score.
The person saying it, but I'm still going to be the person saying that. I don't think they played awfully serious. I do think there was a bit of a
well, let's hope they don't continue to play
so
serious as they go up against Sweden.
That's right. Well, I think it's time for a little Swedish fika here. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to go and jump into this game. Sweden versus South Korea. Let's take a listen.
Try and gain a bit of ground, and Sweden will just be absolutely mulched in the process. South Korea.
They're on a lot of these off angles. Architect straight into the back, stuns everyone up.
Yep, he gets initiated onto hold into the meteor strike. 3 kills, make it 4, make it 5. It just makes me recount the plays. As the United States look to engage speed boost very quickly in the punch. The Fortify comes out a little bit too late for Super. Brought down to half HP, and Corey falls. Oh my word!
It's utterly incredible. Sinatra with a 5K set up by the hold from Super, sucks everybody in from the United Kingdom. And Sinatra comes up with the...
This onslaught, Netherlands knows they're in dominant position. Bonnie forced to dive forward just to get this overtime rolling, but he will probably pay with his life for the privilege. Agility's on the high ground, but with 1 HP, he can't go in whatsoever. They're just dying just to keep this point going. Somebody has to find a pick, open this up, but it's all the Netherlands on the point. Jonah with the Death Blossom. This has to be the end for Team Canada's offense.
So many ults left for the Netherlands. Canada, with 1 minute, will not be able to get nada from their first attack. But again, when you only have a minute to attack, this exposes every mistake from both the defense and the offense, and we just saw more from Canada.
Yeah, great stuff with the Maywalls again from Facility, this time choosing a new look. Take somebody important down. Huge grip from XQC.
Oh, Dance was so close to dying if Surecore had the right target, but it's okay. He goes back into safety. Canada taking a step back. Netherlands pressing the advantage, taking the space, taking down Agilities. Surecore punished! Doesn't able to get that kill. No DPS for Canada. Netherlands 33% away from taking a series against Canada.
Netherlands making it look easy here on offense. What a dominant point A take to end this overtime round. You know, it was back and forth throughout the map. Canada somehow clutching that first offense, but in the overtime round, it's all the Netherlands.
Everything right to recontest here. They drop the wall to block the Matrix, to block the damage. They move over here to the left side towards the mini, keeping out of sight of Eileen. Jinmu coming in.
Oh, and Jinmu lays down 2. China on their way. Jinmu might be down, but that is a worthy fight. Eileen piling on the tank in the front, and China going to be finishing off Russia 3-0.
It was a valiant effort by Russia.
That would almost definitely been the end of the round. FD God is playing a dangerous game trying to touch the point, but he had no other choice. Coalescence now, they're able to get to the point, but Chubbs wasn't in any position to get healed up by the Coalescence. He walked through the other doorway to his Moira and couldn't get that healing. Hip was just, he couldn't help him out at all. Now Urki's able to run a little bit wild in this fight. 2 kills already from him. Meteor Strike from Lead goes into Elivote, but it's going to take a little bit more than that to get France out of this sticky situation. And Sweden take round 1 after being 0 to 55% down.
So going into most default point that you could get for Reaper Doomfist.
Yeah, we'll see how the UK want to initiate back into this. The Coalescence are going to be trading, and with it, we're going to see a lot of kills flowing in, but this time seems to be going the way of the United States of America as well. Death Blossom from Corey got a lot of value, pumped in the damage into the UK, forced them back. He's going to pick up a couple of stragglers.
Smex has a free ult to be able to use.
Well, let's see if he can do it. Smex still has not used the ultimate. Oh my word, KSP. Sinatra went for the punch and he whiffs it, falling off into the abyss, into the Eichenwald River. KSP looking to clutch this one even further, and this is what makes this bridge.
Does see someone up on the high ground, but no time to deal with them because he's trying to deal with Chubbs in the low. Soon now in the take mode configuration, this is about to get scary. He is knocked off from his perch though, but Urki's gone down again. Sweden running out of gas in these final moments. Supercharger now gets thrown down, and Soon isn't playing around a shield right now. Very risky play getting caught by an accretion, but Sweden are too busy to deal with him. Their mental bandwidth is taxed so heavily, and Chaps is able to find a couple kills to finish things off. The Gravitic Flux didn't get the job done, and they do hold, despite Sweden time and time again throwing themselves at this last part of the map. The Bastion creativity from, but even around this corner, Leaf is still able to get a look at his ult charge, Matt, halfway already. And the barrage would almost certainly be a game ender. It's almost like Sweden know that. They back around to the right-hand corner.
I mean, they don't have enough shield pressure, they don't have enough damage, they have to go or back out.
40 seconds left in the round. Leaf still pumping the damage, but Hip's gone down. He doesn't have his Mercy right now, but he trades it out. He actually gets a DPS for his trouble. Patience for Leaf, playing above the churning mass of bodies. And now he's ready for the barrage. The hold was there. The accretion interrupts him halfway through, but Tech 36 finds 2 important kills. And Sweden now hanging on for dear life. But Leaf is just hanging around midair, continuing to bring the rockets down. And France, they've cracked the code. They've broken Sweden open like a walnut, and they will take the payload all the way. It's got to be still to try and stall out for as long as he can. Amplification Matrix even used here just in case the reinforcements straggle as they cross the courtyard, but they'll be too late and too little. France does it yet again, and Sweden suffer another crushing loss. Now France.
Semi-final spot tomorrow.
And Sinatra's just camping the spawn. There won't be a res just yet.
Oh, great heals from the Coalescence from Raucus as well, but good pressure from Sinatra. They're not
important part of the next fight. The United States going to have to play around it. Carpe holding to the back. Dragon Strike ready. He's just going to let it fly, using it to cut through the United States early. But Super catches Carpe on the other end, and the U.S. just moves forward. Architect threw out the Blizzard, but it was far too late.
Far too little, too late. Bedosian getting two, though, so far. Architect still alive, living to fight another day, but they should be able to pick up Bedosian and Architect very quickly. United States being so aggressive on that point, realizing that with the comp that South Korea were running, their best bet is to take the fight directly into them, roll them over.
You just run into them as if you're playing goats. You don't have to worry about what they're running at. They're not good in close range. And South Korea can attempt to delay, but they simply don't have the personnel. Carpe already down, and Choi gonna have to try and take the very sad walk onto the point, which turned out to be getting thrown. States holding back. Raucus opening up with the Coalescence. Choi countering follow-up, but Architect already down, taken out by Super. And Moth just rotating back around.
Is Moth going to spawn camp? Where is Moth going?
I don't know. To be continued is what it comes out like. Carpe wins the duel against Corey, but it's the only thing that went right for South Korea. Everything else going against.
He did. Moth went to go hunt Carpe. Moth is just on a mission there to devour Carpe, to move him out of this fight. It's 98. It's 99. U.S. are going to get the first map here. They're all on point.
Unbelievable dominance coming out from the U.S., but if you have to pick a reason, it's not just that the United States is playing well. South Korea, they are far off the grid as far as...
Thank you. Sure. Trust me, close to this Coalescence now. Stunned all over the bloody shop. As you can see, the Seismic Slam facility has the Meteor Strike, but he does not need it. It's going to be the Coalescence. It's going to be cleaning down. Russia, once again, wipes them out. Not even an opportunity.
If he can find this Meteor Strike and combo it with a halt,
Facility is spotted.
Good.
Seismic Slam, the Meteor Strike is going to take it. 9 HP. Why would he push with 9 HP? I'm not too sure, but the uppercut is going to send a couple of the players of Russia flying, and this is their opportunity to strike back, but the sound barrier now comes out from the Netherlands, and A10 comes up big once more. 4 kills with the Death Blossom.
Canada making some adjustments here still. So, all right, they get the Reinhardt onto the cart.
There it is.
Starts to swing.
The hammer falls, baby. XQC in the charge on the Shacks. That's what we're looking for. Canada finding a little bit of momentum here, and XQC is doing it to all of them. And you know he had to, Matt.
It worked on, when they tried it on Nepal, he was able to pick up a few eliminations with it. Just speeding up the Reinhardt into position and letting the Reinhardt swing.
And now they are down to a minute 18.
They're still committing here to this fight. Architect frozen, picked down. Architect going too deep. Despite that Nano Death Blossom, the United States surviving, staying in this fight. They're still pushing. There's the supercharger.
Choi, the flux over the top, has to be careful. A lot of damage, one on top, and oh, just rocks Sinatra from above. And Choi getting thrown to the sky himself, spaced with the fall through the United States. They just need a little bit more. The sweep, I can see it. They just need to take down Mono. They do that to the United States. They 3-0 South Korea.
Biotic Orb there is going to do a bit of scouting. It's kind of annoying for Shax and Fisher, who obviously don't have self-heals for the most part, but Note's already gone down. Magnitude drops straight on in here and immediately is pushed back out of the fight. Crimzo's able to get rid of Shax though. Coalescence used a little bit aggressively. This is a messy fight though. Very close with the supercharger going down over the point. Fisher dropping on XQC, knocking him away from his own shield. XQC doesn't have the cooldown. He needs to go for the mega health pack, and now Fisher might be in trouble. He's forced a rocket punch away, and that is what Angry Horsey. XQC again surrounded though when Fisher finally finishes the job. Denmark now with a couple numbers at the end of the fight, but there's so much more to be done. Fisher needs a little bit of help. He needs his teammates there. He gets run down by Mangachu and Shore4, and the Gravitic Flux doesn't look great. Henningsen is surrounded on all sides, and Canada finally break through.
They've already caught Enlay, forced out his Wraith form. That's going to allow them a bit of an advantage. They've touched the card, but Crusade is very weak.
Trout, Kinetic Grass does not stop Fists. Gets sent flying straight into the wall, and the Netherlands are able to make it count when it matters.
Facility coming up with 3. So good in these final moments. It has been contested. We saw this May Reaper composition work very well at being able to block the cart from this hut, which is exactly what they're going for again, but this time no Orisa.
Downfalls almost immediately. Shadowbone getting the picks they need. No one is able to touch right now. D.Va just to try and stall it out, but the barrage will seal the deal.
Let's go ahead and jump into the action.
To finish the map, to at least have a chance. Great Maywall, it isolates Lilsish away from the rest. They're able to join him, but losing Urki, KSP, Immortality, he's unkillable. Needs to find Abs, but he's killing the rest. Finally with 4, KSP.
Bastard just doesn't even look like he's getting touched. No fear at all in this fight. Doesn't even consider getting out of turret farm. That nano boost so insane. He does it.
Angles. KSP gets the most important pick. Rat out of the picture. No mercy to resurrect. Immortality in place. Give Sweden some time to reposition their shields. Where are these snipers from UK? No Immortality. Sweden, look how low they are. Rat is coming out as Tracer. KSP is pumping heads. UK will end this overtime. Sweden won't get any farther.
Wow, insane stuff. At the last second to survive the Blizzard, keep contesting the card. Then the trance allows Cruz to get the res, get Fusions back into the fight. Now it's Sweden's turn to be desperate, diving onto the card one by one. KSP uncontested in the backline. This is not the player you want to let snipe down your team.
Sweden using barrier early. It's a 1-to-1. UK working as a team, working as a united squad against Sweden, giving themselves at least one map down in the series, but not out of it yet. KSP in the back with 1. Sweden nowhere to be found. UK, the box of victory, will take the map against Sweden.
Great stuff from the United Kingdom, keeping the energy, staying composed into that final fight.